What's up, Internet? Good to meet you. Welcome to No Remorse, a new weekly metal chit-chat show here in the pit. We're going to be discussing all things drop tuning and black t-shirt related. I'm your host, Jordan Olds, and joining me this week is Katy Irizarry and Travis Reilly. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Yeah, psyched.
Thanks for having us.
Did you listen to anything cool this week? Heavy or not heavy? Whatever you want.
I've been rocking out to the new Haunts. Super
Nice.
old school, new album. I believe it's a Shadow Kingdom band. Sick band. That's definitely been kind of one of my jams this past few weeks.
That sounds awesome. I don't know what a Shadow Kingdom means to a band. I know that in Warcraft terms, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Same difference. Maybe that's where they got the name from. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, level 5
Yeah.
black metal band. Yep.
I did a little bit of the new Midnight album today.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
It was good. Yeah. Oh, Devil's Excrement was one
Oh,
song.
I love that
Yes.
title.
Was one
That
song
title's
title
my
I enjoyed.
favorite.
And the
yeah.
opening song had like the best title, but
It's like feeding
Fucking
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I wrote it down and then forgot to look at it.
Yeah.
It is apropos that they have a song referring to excrement because that band sounds like it smells bad, and I love it.
And they are the
They're so good. I'm a sucker for a gimmick. I love it.
little spice.
Have you ever seen them live, either of you?
No.
Best live show you will ever see.
Yeah?
I mean, like, these guys give it like 150% on stage, doing like drop kicks, diving into the audience. They're so interactive, and just on stage they make you just want to like punch someone, but in a good way.
One of the easiest things to sell me on a band is lighting something on fire.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I got into like the Dillinger Escape Plan for the first time. They were opening for a band I was seeing, and I was like, "Is that guy? He has a chair on his
blow
face
fire.
and it's on fire." All right, and this week I listened to Cher, but you know, whatever.
Cher is still a queen, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
100%. She looks like the mom to all of Typo Negative, so it adds up.
Yes.
And I love it. Guys, this is our first episode. I think it might be nice to break the ice. So we're going to be starting things off with a game called Celebrity Jorts. Our producer is going to show us some images of a couple of celebrities below the waist wearing jorts. But we're only going to see those photos from the waist below, I guess.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Risque, but only, for like 90s kids, I guess. And whoever gets the most correctly is going to win a prize. Ah,
Ooh.
how about that?
All right.
Love a competition.
Let's
Yeah.
get started. Hey, look at that. Ooh, a runnage. Like,
Oh, a little dad bod going on there.
yeah, if you see a little bit of dab on, normally if I see jorts and no shirt, I think it's John Cena.
Yeah, we know it's not John Cena.
It's not John
Definitely
Cena based on that
that
bread
physique.
belly.
These are
Yeah.
like what we're looking at now. They're like almost like really fitted capri pants situation.
Yeah.
He didn't-
I don't
he
know
didn't-
who
he
that's
didn't cut
for.
them. himself.
I'm gonna say Bradley Cooper.
You know what?
Are his arms tattooed?
I was also going to say
Damn it!
Bradley
Is his
Cooper,
arms
but
tattooed?
now I got it.
It is,
then
right?
I'm wrong.
If he was running in his, I would have recognized him instantly.
Here's the thing. If I see
California
Anthony
ding
Kiedis
dong.
from below the waist and he's not wearing a sock, I don't think it's Anthony
That
Kiedis.
too. That too. Oh boy.
Oh, that's Lemmy.
Lemmy, yeah.
That is
Oh,
Lemmy.
yeah.
It's a thong, pretty much.
That's
It's Lemmy.
That straight up looks
I
like
know
denim
those inner
underwear.
thighs.
Oh
This-
my God!
This is the
Oh,
bravest
Lemmy.
man in the world.
Only man that could pull that off.
Denim underwear with like a denim.
My dream
It's like
is
a
to pull
Canadian
that off.
tuxedo of sorts if the bottoms were like a bathing suit.
Yeah.
It's definitely iconic.
If we're talking about Lemmy,
yeah.
we don't have to, it's implied that it's iconic, I think.
That's
Yeah,
very
that's
fair.
true.
That's fair.
One thing
The
that's missing
only
is he's
man
not
that
at the
can wear
rainbow.
that short of jean shorts and own a katana and still have sex with people.
Everyone too.
was
Like
like,
that
whoever he
man
wants.
wore those shorts. If anyone else walked outside in those shorts,
Those are basketball shorts?
I want to say it's someone European because who else dresses like that?
It looks like somebody in the field at Hellfest or
Who
something.
cuts?
Right, it does. It
Those
does.
are the biggest shorts I've ever seen.
Are they basketball shorts?
Or did they cut off bull's head jeans? What's going on?
What happened there?
I'm going with I can't.
I can't even. I don't even.
Fat Mike is a good guess.
Well, now it's mesh shorts. It wouldn't be Fat Mike if it was a kilt. Basketball shorts. Who's
Basketball
brave enough to
shorts.
wear boots and basketball shorts?
Dancing!
God, it's dancing. Of course it is.
Father!
Damn it.
Oh, I failed my dad.
Everyone knows we're posers now.
If he would have been,
And
if
to
he would
be
have been
fair,
holding
he's
groceries
wearing-
and cat food, it would have
I know,
clearly
yeah,
known.
I've
yeah.
seen
Yeah.
I've seen the sketch. He's wearing Billabong. They don't make denim.
a lot of squats going on over there.
Thighs and moose knuckle
Yeah.
entirely.
Peter Steele didn't wear cut-off shorts, did he?
This might be.
Probably see a lot more of his.
There is a frightening amount of side pipe in this. In this photo.
Is that the male version of like side boob, side pipe?
That's what I've always like call when you get delodged and you're on the side.
This is gonna get deleted.
Right, I hate when that
It
happens.
is not gonna get deleted. You keep this in. People need to know about side pipe. This Jackie Chan.
I never would have gotten
That
that.
explains the thighs. The man
Explains
is
so much.
Oh,
is
man.
a stunt master.
The most metal of all, Jackie Chan.
Incredible.
Yeah. We all sucked ding dong at that game, so I guess we're all going to share the prize of these scissors, which are for making jorts, so I guess we can all use these in June. Huh? You can just finish off your pants right now.
Let's just go.
All right, guys. Now that the game is over, let's get into some of these current topics, huh?
All
A little
right.
bit.
Yeah.
Talk about the goings-on of the metal world. There's a huge show happening with Faith No More, Korn, System of a Down, Helmet, and Russian Circles out of nowhere.
Los
You
Angeles
stoked?
one-off.
Yeah.
I am because I've in my like experience seeing things like this. Usually, if the one-off is successful, there might be a tour situation or a couple more shows that pop up. So I'm hoping that this ends up blossoming into something more.
It's either that they just paired bands from the 90s or like everybody who like has like a pirate beard. That seems to be the common thread is like everybody kind of looks like they could like shoot someone with a cannon.
Yeah, fair.
I bet fans were not excited that it was just a one-off. I think people thought it was going to be a tour, which would have been a good tour, I think.
I think so too. That's why I feel like people buy tickets and go see this show and sell it out, because then promoters might be like, hey, this is
do this,
a
yeah.
cash cow. Let's do this, make this a Summerfest thing or something, you know? So that's
Yeah.
at least my hopes. I'm not always right about these things, but I like to think maybe we'll get something more.
Yeah, this is real 5-string bass slapping noise.
Russian Circles doesn't really make sense, but
No.
they're an awesome
Right.
band, so
Yeah.
like, that's cool.
They're great.
Helmet, like I mean, I think the Korn, System of Down, Faith No More, like, yeah, like perfect. And then like
Yeah.
like Helmet and Russian Circles is kind of like, all right, if this isn't your thing, will this entice you to come? You know?
Yeah,
And it would.
absolutely.
And yeah, I think it's a great pairing though.
They seem like the openers. They seem like Mike Patton.
Some- yeah,
like
yeah.
he was like,
Yeah.
listen, all right, we're doing it.
We'll do
But
it.
We're putting
but
spotlights
Russian
on
Circles playing.
on what I like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
which is an 11-minute instrument. Yeah, it's great. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Speaking of System of a Down, I just found out there's a band called These Gray Men, which is also what I call my uncles. Do you guys have you guys heard of this?
I just heard about it a couple
Yeah.
days ago. Yeah, it's a super group, if you will,
Yeah.
of bands that I'm not super into.
Okay.
You know, I like Rage, so Tom Morello in there is helpful, but I've never been a Radiohead fan, and hearing Avenged Sevenfold vocals on a Radiohead song is not something that I thought that I would ever hear, but I can't unhear it now.
It's interesting because I've never really been a radio fan myself either.
A radio? You don't like the radio?
I don't like the radio. Did
so
I say the
punk.
radio?
Yeah.
I don't like the radio.
I don't like the radio.
I
obviously.
miss books.
Only
Remember
vinyl.
reading?
I've never been a Radiohead fan.
Yeah.
However, I've heard covers, like for instance, Matt Heffy from Trivium a few years ago did a cover of whatever song he did a cover of on his like personal channel, and I thought it gave me chills. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So sometimes when people cover something that I'm not necessarily into, I'll like their cover.
But I think my favorite part about this entire thing is the music video.
Yeah, yeah.
Because my favorite thing in the world is a super group doing a music video. Like, it's always like one guy's vision. Like, he's had the idea since like back when he was in his prime. So he's like, all right, there's gonna be a guy painting, right? And we're gonna use the computers to make the paint fly around or whatever. And like, I thought it was funny because it's a drummer's band.
Yeah.
I've never seen a music video where the drummer is like the main
focus.
focus. And like
Never seen a Phil Collins video?
the System of a Down guy, just like he's like older, but like they like did him up. He looks like Robert De Niro in The Irishman, but playing drums.
Does he look like an old gray man?
He looks like an old gray man.
Ah!
I like the bass player's chain strap was pretty sick.
Sick, very
and then,
sick.
And then Tom Morello like via satellite on the little TV, and he just like
Yeah, they couldn't get him. That's my
yeah. He's like,
favorite
listen,
thing.
I'm over here today, so patch me in, and I'm just gonna rip on my really high guitar.
Anytime I've directed like a music video or something, and like someone had like a guest guitarist, that's always the thing they want to do. Is like, he's just gonna like film himself in his closet, and then we'll like, can we do a thing where a TV, like they just cut to a guy watching like 7 TVs. I don't even think Tom Morello was playing the solo from the song. That's just footage of him in 95.
Just a rage riff.
Spliced in
Yeah,
there.
100%. That's old Woodstock footage.
Yes.
Might be.
Yo, Dave Mustaine is 100% cancer-free now.
We
Papa
needed
Dave,
good news.
he's healthy.
We needed good news, man.
Yeah, too many deaths.
It's been a
It's
rough
good.
year, too many deaths, and then we just got Ozzy getting diagnosed with Parkinson's. I mean, it's just hard. So, you know, seeing one of our heroes spared and getting good news and knowing he's healthy, I mean, that's definitely metal needed this.
Yeah,
we
we've
really
had
did.
we've had many sick dads. I love a healthy dad. I love also that he grew that beard. He looks handsome. Is it weird? I'm like into Dave Mustaine with a beard.
No, I feel the same way. Yeah, I'm like, wow, he looks so like something
Distinguished.
about him. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying that with that gray beard, I think that Dave Mustaine should take over as Daddy Santa in 2020. Like the old sexy Santa got depressed and doesn't want to do it anymore. Dave Mustaine already did the SNL Christmas album. Let's make it happen.
And I saw some footage. They just played some shows in Europe.
Yeah.
First shows back since he's been healthy, and
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, they sound great.
they do. I saw some footage of that as well.
Which
actually,
isn't very
Yeah.
rare because they always sound great. It's super impressive that Megadeth continues to just be like a machine live, you know? Whereas some of the other bands, maybe, you know, they're not quite what they were live anymore.
But most of the older bands that I've seen actually kind of bring it. Everyone in Iron
God,
Maiden,
yes.
Everyone in Iron Maiden doesn't have any knees. They're a million years old,
Yeah.
and they sound incredible every single time. I don't know how they do that.
Well-
Bruce is running everywhere.
Do you know Bruce's trade secret? And he's discussed this in interviews before. What
Flying
he does,
planes?
Well, I mean, we know that. He plays soccer. I mean, the man
Yoga
is just
in the
like
plane.
incredible.
yoga.
Before he agrees to doing a tour, he will go into a parking lot on some rollerblades or roller skates, or whichever it is.
With jorts
And
on.
then he will circle the parking lot, belting out the set list. And then if he knows he can do it without getting out of breath, then he'll agree to do the tour.
That's how I'm gonna make every decision. Like I should have done that. I should have just rollerbladed and made jokes and see if I was ready to do the show.
You should have.
What's the deal with these blood incantation memes? They're such an obscure band, but they're everywhere.
This is eerily accurate.
Yeah. Blood Incantation. They are a death metal band from Colorado. I love them. Love Colorado. Smoke green chili. Whatever.
Green chili.
Have you guys seen the memes?
I definitely saw an ET meme, and it was the album art, and it was ET, and I just like
Yeah.
lost my just looking at it, just crying, laughing. It's funny though, for me, it wasn't really the memes that led me to that band. It was just seeing all the heat that the press was putting on it. Like every end of year list, Rolling Stone had them on there. Like I'm like, what is this band? Why is everyone so hot on it? I believe they were #1 on like the Decibel list.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So it's the lyrical content that makes them so interesting, that they're very like out there, alien, which I love. I mean, Matt Pike, he's
There's
like
a
he's like the
Tom
OG
DeLonge
of
of
that.
death metal.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
The album covers.
Blood Incantation's
The
gonna
album
break up a
covers-
sex child ring. It's
Yeah.
great. They're gonna be heroes.
The album cover is so good too. Like I had heard of the band prior to that album, and somebody played it for me. And I probably wouldn't normally have gone out of my way to listen to a band like
Yeah.
that, but yeah, it's cool. And like I said, like a strong album cover can go a long way, you know.
I think the first of the memes I saw was a Baby Yoda meme, and it came out, I think, just right at the hype of
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda-ism.
Yeah.
I feel like people were just sharing it because it was a Baby Yoda, and it just went everywhere. And then people saw the font, and it is the most like
Can't read it.
illegible font.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
The Baby Yoda one's the one that I can remember seeing.
Cool. My favorite one is the one I made of my dog today, this morning. Psycho Las Vegas 2020. The lineup came out. How we feeling? Everyone's gonna be there. So many bands. I'm gonna be there. 2 Minutes is gonna be there. There's a lot going on. What are you thinking?
It's cool. They got Merciful Fate, obviously their first show in North America.
Insane.
Emperor, their first show, not their first show in North America, just their first show in North America in years. Same thing with Emperor. But at the same time, you look and there's so many other bands, like you're seeing a bill with Emperor and then like Ty Segall and like the Flaming Lips, which to me it's like there's a disconnect. I also feel like they're desperately trying to be a European festival and booking all the same bands that you could see at like Beyond the Gates in like Norway this summer, or you could see at Hellfest. And I also feel like, why are you gonna go to Vegas when it's like the scorching dead of summer when you can spend the same amount of money and go to Norway and see a better package? I personally just feel like it's kind of cool that we have this happening in America, but the location sucks.
I like diverse lineups, but like you said, it might be like a little too diverse.
It's just weird,
you know?
yeah.
And I try to make it a point to never go to Vegas unless I have to.
Yeah.
The air is difficult, but I do.
Breathing, yeah.
You know, I am so excited to see Danzig Lucifuge all the way front to back. I think it might seem like it's too diverse, but I love that. I have a show that isn't this. It's called 2 Minutes to Late Night, and I love that we've been able to morph that into a show that blends different genres of music, because I think when you bring someone like a Ty Segall to a festival like this, like he is a very fuzzy but acceptable sound for a lot of people. I feel like he is a perfect bridge into getting into a lot of doom metal. I feel like that's because he's an attraction for people who might not normally go to something like this, but then they go and they see how fun metal is, because that's really what draws people in. Metal needs people.
I wonder
eyes.
I wonder if it's a turnoff for like some of the purists or whatever, you know, like looking at the lineup and being like, oh, they're trying to be too left of center, you know. But like you said, I think it can never hurt to kind of like put something different in front of some. It's like going to a metal show and the sound guy is playing metal in between the bands, and you're like, oh, come on, man, like I need a little bit of a break here, you know. So it's nice to kind of have a little bit of.
If they get hip hop on Psycho Vegas 2021, I'm gonna love that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be excited for that.
Fair. I do definitely see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And totally valid point. But the thing is, I feel like all these indie and like mainstream bands, they already have platforms. They have Coachella, they have Governor's Ball, they have all these other fests that, you know, Electric Zoo or whatever that pop up. We need our own thing. Like, I just feel like we're not a part of the Grammys, for instance, and we don't get recognized, God forbid, a metal band other than Metallica or Guns N' Roses play like the Super Bowl show, which is fine. But if people are going to treat us like we're not a part of their genre, and I'm not trying to say it like it from an elitist point of view. I mean, we already said I love like Alanis Morissette, we love Cher.
Yeah.
Hell, after watching the Super Bowl halftime show, I've been listening to Shakira. Like, no problem with that, but I just feel like if people want to keep isolating us, then like, let's be isolated.
Well, I think that it's kind of the opposite. Like, Coachella is a platform for Ty Segall. Ty Segall and the Flaming Lips appearing at Psycho Vegas is a platform for metal.
No, I totally get it, and I agree. Like, it definitely is. But I definitely also just feel like, I'm like, do they need another festival? Like, do they need this? Like, our bands need this. And I get what you mean. Like, it will bring hopefully more people. Yeah. But like you said, maybe it'll turn the metal purists off. Maybe there's someone who's like, I'm a fan of Ty Segall, look at the rest of the lineup, be like, I'm not going to spend this much money on a ticket and a flight to see this band that tours frequently.
Yeah, I think ideally it's going to bring some new people there that wouldn't have come, and then hopefully that like helps elevate the metal platform, you know.
It's a good balance, because you have something like, you have Merciful Fate and Emperor who are just not going to be here again. So the purists will come, but then you have these other elements that are going to try to bring in like a new audience. And I think that is important, because you're right. There are these Norwegian festivals. That's where people should go. That's where metal is the best. Honestly.
Yeah, and like American black metal fans are not taking a pass on seeing Emperor because like Flaming Lips are playing. Like, those dudes are going.
No, absolutely
you know, like,
not. You're right. Yeah, the fans are going to pull up regardless of the lineup and spend the money on it, and I get that.
And it will also be very funny to watch a bunch of Zoomies managers run away when they smell Watain. It'll be great. So look, this is a divisive topic. Should metal festivals have other types of genres, or should they remain purely metal? Let us know what you think in the comments. Get in the pit! All right, bringing this back to Big Shorts. Disturbed, going on a 20th anniversary tour for The Sickness. How are you feeling about it? It's been 20 years.
I feel old, that's how I feel. Like, I remember being like a little kid and like listening to that and seeing the videos on TRL and MTV. Do you remember those days?
I do
now
remember,
I'm just like, 20 years ago, what?
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I thought it was longer. It's been longer. I feel like I fell out of my mom and then I heard that song.
And then you wanted to get right back inside.
I was like, oh, is this life? No, thank you. But how are you feeling about the return of nu metal? Do you think it went anywhere?
If it did go away, I wish it would have stayed away. I don't want to put a blanket over it,
I don't know,
because
man.
I like things that, like, people would say, Deftones, Faith No More, Gojira perhaps have nu metal elements. So I will concede that, maybe I do like some stuff that's nu metal, but on the whole, not a genre for me.
I think it did go somewhere. I think it disappeared and it got replaced in the mainstream with like metalcore. I have a soft spot for nu metal. That's why I'm excited about bands like Vane coming out and bringing, like, I love hardcore, but I also love a bounce riff.
Right.
I love a DJ for no reason. I love it.
Love an Adidas tracksuit.
That band is on an indie label. How do they afford to pay a DJ to be there the whole time?
Yeah, I think you
Nuts.
said it got oversaturated, and like anything that gets oversaturated, people are riding a wave, and it's going to get watered down, right?
Yeah. If any Limp Bizkit song comes on at a party, you're gonna break stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Limp Bizkit has like left a bad taste in everybody's mouth, but we also forget that it's pretty fun. It's fun to listen to sometimes,
I am excited for it because that is what I grew up on. That was my gateway into metal, was like Slipknot, Korn, Linkin Park, like System of a Down. Our generation was a little oblivious to it because we all kind of branched out. Like that's what our gateway was, and then we went maybe into thrash metal or black metal, or like it just led us different places, and maybe we weren't paying as much attention. But if you look, Slipknot's been selling out arenas for years, long before the resurgence of nu metal, and I'm excited because I think these bands are really carrying the genre. You're not really seeing, other than maybe like Ghost, you're not really seeing many newer bands that are arena bands and that have this kind of mainstream sensibility where they're not mainstream, but they're household name.
I don't know. I kind of want this new version of nu metal to take the full step. I want more real rap metal bands. Years ago, they started doing mosh pits at like Travis Scott concerts. I want to see Travis Scott's metal band.
You want the modern day or the new Body Count.
I want Body Count, but there's rapping.
Right, okay.
Body Count is just a hardcore band, but it has Ice-T.
Right.
Which is fucking awesome. I love Body
I thought you
Count.
just wanted to see it, me too. I thought you wanted to see a rapper just like fronting a nu metal band, if you will.
And we do have pieces of that.
Yeah, there's stuff like City Morgue and like kind of some other things there where it's like
Trash talk.
shouty rap. And also to go back to the Psycho Vegas thing, where it's like, it also I think could help the metal platform to kind of like bring in some people from that world, And,
yeah, well, I mean, there's so many SoundCloud rappers getting signed to metal labels too.
Like also I feel like a lot of those kids they like grew up on Korn and Slipknot and they love that world, so it's like cool to see them. Yeah, I think it just helps because I feel like a big problem with metal in the last 15, 20 years is a lot of the main staples like didn't do a great job of like bringing out younger bands to kind of like develop that next wave of like festival headliners and stuff like that. You've got a band like Ghost who can do that, and maybe like the Gojiras and Mastodons, but those bands at this point they're 15 years plus deep in their careers. They're not like new bands, So I think like the genre needs like their next festival like main stagers,
Except for a band like Ghost.
Yeah. They're like one of the exceptions to the rule, I feel like, where it just kind of clicked and they're doing it,
Are you Ghost people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it may have took me a minute. I saw them
Same.
in Australia once early on, and I kind of was like, saw them in passing, and I was like, oh, it's cool. And then like got into like the albums, whatever, and like I think the last record is like so good. I haven't seen them play in a long time, and I really would like to see them play. And saxophone solo? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It kind of took. Like to get into Ghost, like I think it took understanding that they're a band that you need to understand the gimmick to really get into it, and I think a lot of people come into it and go like, where's the yelling and the drop tune, and it's like the evilness comes from like the concept. Like I like the idea that they're like just a little cult trying to take over the pop music industry, and that feels so metal to me.
I normally don't like gimmick stuff, but then the pro wrestling fan in me is like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, right?
It's like a lucha mask, let's go.
It's exactly what it is. Ghost is a really complicated like wrestling gimmick.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
they
Raven-
cut promos for
It's
themselves.
Raven's Flock.
The new Ghost album, I don't think is a metal album. It is just a Alanis Morissette album, but they have a zombie pope singing. Like that's what it would sound like.
There's some riffs.
I think the new Ghost album is their most metal album because I
Yeah?
think that calls a lot to like classic metal and Nawabum, but at the same time throws some disco elements in there.
Yeah.
And throws some like other
Yeah.
like kind of poppy elements. But I really feel that out of all their albums, this one has the most like riffs and it has the most.
Yeah.
I think it is their most metal album. And I think it is interesting because I've had other people feel differently. Like, oh, I think that their debut album, Rituals. Wow, why can't I remember the name of it? Whatever.
That's the
Yeah.
single.
Yeah,
It's,
Rituals is a single. Oh, Opus Eponymous.
Yeah.
Opus Eponymous. Sorry, guys. I swear I know stuff. I just have I just smoke a lot of weed. But can I say that on camera? Well, I did.
You
The
smoke a lot of green
chili.
I smoke a lot of green chilies.
Yeah.
My brain ain't what it used to be.
New releases. We're going to talk some albums that came out in the last couple of weeks. First off, Nightcrawler, Let the Children Scream. What are we thinking?
First listen, I was thinking this would be played. Have you seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
Where like the Foot Clan hang
Look
out,
at me.
you know?
Have I seen the Ninja Turtles? How did I end up here without them?
I just picture them like jamming that record and like the Foot Clan like hang out, you know, just like weird
Yeah.
like spray paint everywhere.
In
and,
that
like, just
arcade?
super chaotic. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was weird, but in a good way. I like weird music. It was noisy and it was aggressive, but at the same time, there were parts that were a little more like ethereal and dancey. There were also parts that I felt like they had like that religious like organs going on, and
Yeah.
just like I just really liked it, and especially after reading about her and kind of learning about her background and seeing like her religious background and just kind of incorporating that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I really dig it. That's something that definitely going to be spinning
Frequently.
regularly. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Evil Brian Eno vibes. Dig it a lot. I also love that Chris sampled Gerbert, the Christian puppet.
Was that what that was? I didn't know what
Yeah.
was going on. I actually thought, because it was on SoundCloud, I thought my SoundCloud glitched on me and that something else was on. And
Yeah.
then I looked and I'm like, what's going on? But
I
it was-
only know
it was
Gerbert from like
interesting.
Everything is Terrible videos, but
Yeah.
apparently he was just a part of like a Christian brainwashing show.
Yeah, that's what I read about, that she like used to watch them or her
Yeah,
parents were
her
like,
parents made her watch
yeah,
some-
it was
some
crazy.
questionable
Damn.
videos.
Yeah.
Look, if the Muppets are a cult, I'll join. Whatever you want. All right, guys. Higher Power, 27 Miles Underwater.
I got a little bit of like a Deftones vibe.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the Deftones, so like I'm vibing, like I get it.
I got because I was listening to it and I was I got Deftones, but I also got like 2001 Trustkill Records hardcore, like first 18 Visions album. I was like, I know this bark. I know this little bird bark. We are in the like Y2K is starting over
over again,
in
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
We are in the 2000s. That's why Code Orange is dressing like the Matrix. This is where we are. What's up?
There's a lot of 90s vibes, whether it's Deftones, Snapcase, you know, kind
Yeah.
of stuff like that. I think his voice definitely could be an acquired taste for people, but I like that it's not what you would expect, you know, like it's distinct, I think, you know, which is cool.
It was a quick listen, but I would go back.
I think it's probably a grower, maybe spend some more time with it and
Yeah.
Yeah.
see what happens.
Acid Mammoth, Tree of Woe. What are we thinking?
I was thinking that I would have preferred to have not been sober when I listened to it, but
Okay.
I didn't. But I did enjoy
I
it
get
sober.
that. This was the kind of band where like I just saw their name and their album art and immediately was like, oh, I'm gonna like this, you know, like and it didn't disappoint. It's got that sludgy stoner rock
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
which I feel I've mellowed in my old age, and that's kind of the direction I'm going. So
Yeah.
I really dug that for sure. That's definitely something that's going to be in heavy rotation for me.
It's a
For
great
sure.
name, Acid Mammoth.
If like stoner metal was content, like that would be the two buzzwords. So what are we? So like Acid and Mammoth, we're feeling those are very on brand right
I
now.
think we just combine them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Acid Mammoth, I think that'll be great. We'll put that out into the fourth quarter. All right, guys, we're nearing the end of the episode. We're getting to know each other a little bit. It's flu season. We're getting down with the sickness.
Ooh.
How about we all look into our respective cameras and give them our best ooh-ah-ah-ahs. Katie, you
I'm
first.
going first. Which is my respective camera? That one?
That
The
one.
behind me. That one. All right. Now, I am, in fact, getting over a sickness. I had the strep throat, so we're going to see how well I can do this. Oh, wow. No, it was worse. That was worse.
I feel like it's not as easy to do as
It's not as easy.
yeah.
I feel like
All
I could do it all the time as a kid. What happened?
Travis, your impression of that angry light bulb known as David Draymond.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's harder than
Come on.
it seems.
Yeah.
What
You
is
can do
That's
it?
it. That's all David's getting out of me. I didn't warm
Come
up.
on,
you
do
know,
it
I don't
again.
have throat coat. I can't do it.
No.
It's hard.
It is.
Okay.
All right. Come
here
on.
we go.
Let's
Steal the show.
Let's see the angry light bulb come to life. Yeah, that was definitely the best one. You get the scissors. Where are the scissors?
Wait, listen. You can give me the scissors.
Congratulations.
Woo! Just throw scissors at him.
Listen, I've
metal,
already had
baby, it's
one
dangerous.
bris.
What are we at a Dillinger Escape Plan show? What is this?
Look, it's not impressive
Just the
that
problem.
I can make that noise. I sound like a lawnmower when I talk. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here. This has been No Remorse. We're here weekly doing this show, talking about all things metal. If there's something we didn't mention or just something that you'd like us to discuss, let us know in the comments. We're done. Bye!